Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. This is the third part of present simple tense where we will summarize the most important rules, the most important aspects to remember in this tense. And also we will talk about frequency adverbs. So let's start. Present simple tense is used to talk about routines, habits, and facts. You probably remember that. And we can express the ideas in affirmative form, negative form, and also interrogative form. In affirmative form, we must remember the rule of S that says that we have to add S to the verb if we are talking about he, she, or it. And if the verb ends with S, CH, SH, O, or X, we must add ES at the end. But if it ends with a consonant and Y, what we will do is to replace the last letter and add IES. The auxiliaries in this tense are do and does, and their use is going to depend on the subject that we talk about, and we will only use auxiliaries in negative or interrogative form. In the case of the negative form, we will use don't when we talk about I, you, we, and they, and we will use doesn't if we talk about he, she, or it. For the interrogative form, we will also start the question with do or does, depending as well on the subject that we are using. And in both cases, we must remember that the verb goes in its normal form, so we don't need to make any kind of change here. And there are some exceptions that we have to remember. For example, verb to be, that has its own form depending on the subject. Have, which is going to have its own form in the affirmative sentence. And in the case of can, we will have the same verb for all the subjects. Now let's move on to frequency adverbs. These are used to express how often or to talk about the frequency in which something happens. And some of the most common that we have are never, rarely, occasionally, sometimes, often, usually, and always. And as you can see, there is a percentage next to each of them, and this percentage reflects the frequency that each of them has. So, for example, if we talk about something that happens every day or all the time, we are going to use always. If we talk about something that doesn't happen at all, we will talk about never. I marked in red the ones that are the most common to use in the English language, and of course there are some others that I didn't include here, but these are some of the most important, as I said before. Now, the question is, where does the frequency adverb go in a sentence? So let's pay attention to the chart that we have here. It says never, sometimes, usually, always. So we will use this in order to explain the rule. And pay attention to the sentences that we have here. On one hand, it says Lily is happy. On the other hand, we have they watch TV. So you can pause the video right here because I'm going to give you a few seconds to think where, in what place of the sentence, the frequency adverb should go. So let's see. In the first case, Lily is happy. The frequency adverb will go after the verb, right? We are using always as an example, but we can use any other frequency adverb. So pay attention. The verb is underlined here, and the frequency adverb will go immediately after. And in the second example, our verb is watch, and the frequency adverb will go right before. Again, we are using never as an example, but we could use any other frequency adverb. So what's the rule? If we are using verb to be It doesn't matter the form. It can be am, is, are, or it can be in other tenses as well, because we can use frequency adverb in present, in past, in future as well. But if we are talking about verb to be, it must go after the verb, as you can see here. And if we are using any other verb, such as watch, go, sleep, eat, etc., it will go before. And that's it. That's all. So let's see if we understand. The first exercise that we will have here consists of rewriting the sentences using the frequency adverb in the correct position. So you have the frequency adverb in parentheses, and you have to decide where in the sentence it should go. For the second exercise, you have to order the words in order to make sentences. So remember the structures, remember the rules as well, and here you have them. So all the words that you need are there. The only problem is that you have to arrange them. You have to order them in order to form meaningful sentences. And finally, you will have to complete the sentences using the present simple. Remember the rules as well, the rule of as, do, does, etc. And you have to use one of the verbs that we have in the box, and also the adverb that is in parentheses. So you can do this exercise, repeat the video as many times as you need, and see you in another opportunity. Bye bye.